Hello YouTube, my name is Kruno and I'm now in the Phnom Penh. However, this is not the topic of conversation. The topic of conversation is Lucifer and whole thing which happened to me from Lucifer and the whole thing which was happening past 2 and so on years. So, in short, our story actually began in May 2012 when I made the first telepathic connection with the Illuminati. On my big surprise, and I uploaded and talked about that. Things been repeating, and then it was February and March, because this whole story was going on very long with him. I was living at that time back in the, I don't know how sound is really working. I hope it's okay. I was living in Sukhumvit. So in short, he approached me and he looked really like a David of Michelangelo, beautiful, piercing with the light. And then comes the story which when you talk about him, he is immediately somewhere in the metaphysical area. So in short, he came something like if you know the vibe from the Beyonce, from the Halo song, this is the rhythm, this is the light, very pleasant vibration, and but immediately I felt the sinister power behind him, and my soul was telling me, never trust Lucifer, whatever he says, never trust Lucifer, whatever he says, and never trust Lucifer, whatever he says. And I could feel within his energy, the energy field, I could feel that energy is actually sucked from all these dead babies, dead people, everything what is going on this planet. And strange as it goes, more he was looking at me, I was as well looking at him. So a few things about Lucifer. First of all, he's not Satan. Lucifer is a soul, one of those souls who crossed immediately lines when whole thing happened, the whole experiment with the metaphysical evil, which in my version of remembering how it was, we are one infinity of many souls which have the same essence, and we wanted to create something very opposite, completely opposite, so we created metaphysical light, which happened to be the evil, and touching zone, the samsara. And Lucifer, intelligent as he is, he crossed immediately because he calculated infinity of souls going through infinity of suffering means infinity of time, to put it simply, and so he immediately joined the other side. And after him, down the line, every single Illuminati, who is the Illuminati organization, and the whole story about Lucifer always brings the Illuminati in the story as well. So let me go now back through our phases. First couple of weeks been like very diplomatic, because you can sense with him that iron fist with the silk glow on it, and he was pressuring more and more. I was politely saying no and no, that I don't want to join and so on. More he was insisting, like it's like inevitable, pretty much everybody joined in. And then I realized that people who are going, of course, the basics through the DNA activation, are in many cases joining the Illuminati, because they are pressured and they're also disconnected as well. So that came to my consciousness really as a hard fact that many people are joining, and that people pretty much don't know what is going on. We live in a completely oblivion, and the thing is, when you start going through the DNA activations, when you start seeing things around you, then you're gonna be contacted. And after Lucifer, I've been contacted formally by 2 other Illuminati members. After that, Mark Bierman, who told me pretty much like when we touched the topic and me saying no to Lucifer and everything, he was like, "Did you make commitment?" And okay, I'm just trying to help you, he said, and so on. So it's totally not something in your head, and like let me explain you this way. I'm filming this from my neighbor's iPad. I hope sound gonna be recorded. This is my neighbor. He's a very cool guy, which lent me his iPad. Thing is, Lucifer is for me maybe 10, maybe 20 times more real than my neighbor. If you measure the energy of somebody, presence of somebody, how strong impression he makes to you, maybe like 100 times more real than my neighbor. And he's extremely real to so many people. What happens with the Illuminati when they joined, when they willingly accept the Lucifer as deity? What happens to them? They make a strong spiritual connection, and he can actually vibrate lots of love and comfort, and he can be that crying shoulder and so on in that horrible system he has to serve, because he is not the master of the system. He is something like CEO of the area, and there are sub-gods on the terrain as well. Gods I have to mention because they are in the game. So pretty much every deity you know on this planet is connected to Lucifer, and then he's connected to the Satan further on. Because this is how hierarchy works. Everybody chipping in, taking energy, and when you consciously, as a soul human, accept Lucifer, then you are actually technically Illuminati. You connect with him. In picture, he holds a key. He unlocks more DNA, but he connects you more to himself and to the metaphysical evil, and you think that all these spiritual things are, happen thanks to him, but not really. And on top of that, you get like a reptile in your biofield or aura, and this is beginning of a slavery which later on continues through the incarnations into reptilian hybrid, human hybrid form, when certain soul and certain reptile are together very long time. So this is our ruling caste. And so what else to say about the whole story? So yeah, how it went. So after a couple of weeks nicely saying no and no to the guy, then I simply start to push, and he started to push back, and this was the period of intestine infection, strong microwave attacks on me. Of course, I back then and now I have Morgellons disease, and this is topic of its own, which has to be calculated in the whole story. So Morgellons kicking in, they're hurting, they're scratching. I don't even want to go through that. I have periods with them, and it's really irritating. And this was one of them. So all these things are like converging now, and I have a feeling that I'm practically dying, and I'm connected to my soul. If you know Malanga technique, you know what means connected to a soul. Pretty much you are disconnected. It's statistically a reality on this planet. So I am as this like a ball of light crushed with the Chinese container. This is how it feels like, and I know they cannot crush the energy itself, and all the time I'm sticking to the no, to them, to the lie, and yes to the truth. So they bounced off, and I figured out I also have some defense possibility, like basic shield. And this was the end of that like violent takeover. And reality is that many people simply don't make it. And after that, when you make it, you still have some time on this planet, but now it's really increasingly difficult, because after that I really started to see more and more and more. Never regretted that I said no. I mean, like when you see this really like horrible forms walking the earth, like even like reptiles straight from the underground base that doesn't even know how to walk normally, and he's like passing by these old females, and he's like going crazy, even like twitching, You see all this like weird things, not mentioning, how to, just to explain it. It's like a radio. If deity has a strong signal, like a Lucifer, you can easily pick it up. And this is how it works with telepathy. Picking up his signal is the easiest possible thing once you have telepathy developed, like after basic intuition. Really, this is how it is. And that goes for many other deities. The most difficult people to talk are people who, have no telepathy. You have no way to, they have no way to get your signal or decode it and get it back and so on.
Sorry to interrupt, but
sure.
You can use this.
No, it's like give me just one more minute.
Yeah.
No.
Give it to me.
No. Just give me one more minute. It's like 60 seconds. Then we're gonna finish, because I don't want to take. I told you like 10 minutes, so it's okay. Okay, so that's pretty much. I'm finishing my update with the Lucifer. Summa summarum, never trust Lucifer. Absolutely never trust him. because he's part of metaphysical evil. He's pretty much like a spiritual pimp who will, with a nice vibe, try to pimp you into the system. And second thing, yes, I did say no to Lucifer, and I will always say no to Lucifer, so let me not repeat these basics again. Third thing, he's coming, he's very close. And Illuminati feel it, I feel it, he's really like close. If you ask me in years, I have no idea. Some information is coming to me that till 2016 we're gonna live in a completely different reality. However, for me it's very difficult to comprehend that as a possibility in a context of 21st December 2012 and all these predictions. I don't really can't predict things like that really, but I feel the momentum and I feel his presence, and I know that he's very, very close, and this all adds up with the whole depopulation thing. Of course it's the feeding thing, but it also kicks in with the way we are part of when energies are splitting. So soul people gonna go on one side, soulless people gonna go on the other side, and this is it. These are the end times, and everything started already with the war and with the floods and climate change is all connected to the wave. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know. If you don't, I really have to finish this update, and you will get the context if you know. Really, it's not that big deal. It's 2014, and many people have a YouTube, many people speak English, many people have souls, many people know how to think. So do your own research. This is only my testimony about my encounter with that deity. My name is Kruno. I'm Croat from Europe, which is currently living in Cambodia, Phnom Penh. Victory with us, over and out, and good luck to you.